Why do I keep taking things so crazy far? We'll just leave it right there. Leave it right there. It's fine.
Fine, fine. It's not fine. Ever since that moving platform tutorial came out, people been asking, how did Lakes make that voting mechanic that he used? Scurvy J here, and I pirated the secret footage of Lakes 05 teaching that valuable technique. And now I'm gonna show it to you. You can thank me later.
Okay, bonus time, guys. We're going to make a voting script, like super duper simple. This is going to be votes, and it's going to be super duper easy. We're going to delete when world is started. We're going to do when trigger is entered by player, drag that into the left side. And we're going to create a list of players, a new variable list called player list, and we'll call it votes. And you won't be able to unvote. You're only going to be able to vote up things. You can't unvote things. So just be aware that that's how this vote mechanic works. We're then going to say when player enters trigger, add player to list. So we go down to that list section just like before, grab the add to list section, drop the votes into the right, drag the player into the left, and then we're going to grab a new variable, which is going to be a text object. Click confirm, and then we're going to create a new variable, which will be a string called display first. Go ahead and click confirm. And so as an example for this first one, it's going to be the name of it. So flying platform and colon, and then it ends with a break. So that way it has a second line. And then over here, we want to display that on the text object. So we go actions tab, grab the display text, drop that here, go over there, drag the text object to the right. Then we need a plus symbol so we can concatenate just like before. We're getting really good at this, aren't we, guys? Then we'll go back to the variables tab, grab a display first, put that on the left side, and then we need to go back to the values tab where we can grab variable as string, and then the variable is the length of the votes list. So going back to the operators, we can scroll down and grab length of list, drop that into here, and then drag votes and thumbstick to the right. And now we're displaying that on the text object every time somebody votes. So this is going to work fantastic. So we'll drop down and attach the votes script. We then need to reference this text object that I've already pulled out. And even on world start, we should probably display this. So what we're going to do is when world is started, I did delete that, but we're going to just go ahead and drag that display in there. And now when we hit play on our world, we should be able to see the name. There it is, flying platform. There we go, 0 votes, fantastic. And that one is set up. Freaking awesome. So now we're going to drag this trigger into here so that you can vote for it. I guess we need a pedestal, like a voting pedestal. And that will be super simple. We'll just slide this into position so people now know that's how you vote by pressing on that trigger. Super duper cool. We'll go give that a try. Hit the button. Look at that, I voted. Oh my gosh, anybody else want to vote? It's super hard to read in this tasty world. That should be going away soon, so save a copy of this environment gizmo while you still can. We've got some votes. Oh, I see the problem. Good catch, good catch.
Yeah.
So the problem that we have is I forgot to put an if statement in here to only add players who are not in the list. So if we go into the if section here, drag that over, that's from our events, we'll then go to our operators tab. And so we want to say if the player is not in the list. And so here you can see, does the list contain an item? So if we scroll to the top, we can grab not. So we can say, does it not contain an item? And then scroll back down to list contains item. And now we're saying if this votes list does not contain the player, add them to the list. Forgot that. Sorry about that. And then the display will only need to update if we're actually adding a player. So that is good. Voila. Good thing we tested. That would have been so silly otherwise. People would just be sitting there just like, vote, 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 vote. I guess that maybe if that's what you're interested in, you could do that as a methodology too. Okay, so now what we're going to do is lock this in as text. So it was empty before, so I'm just going to backspace and then click enter. So then hit 0 and hit enter. There we go. Okay, that looks nice. So now it's all set up. Now what we can do here is we don't need to duplicate our vote script. We'll set that off to the side. We're going to select the text object, select this kind of green trigger and all of this, and then duplicate this over for each of these items that you can vote for. So there's one, and we'll duplicate that over here for another one, and then another one, and another one. There we go. Now we just need to put the name in, and you'll remember the name is on the trigger. So this far right one is going to be called the S tier. S tier keyframe platform. It's a little long as the name goes, so we'll add an additional break here between keyframe and platform. There we go. That's perfect. And we'll close out of that. But you might have noticed some of the text of these is kind of weird. So I'm going to select all of the text objects at the same time, open the properties panel, and change the auto fit to be off so that they're all the same size. And I guess we have to set this. So let's set it to 8. That's way too big. So let's go set it to 4. And there we go. Perfect size. Now that we have our size all the same, when we hit stop and play, you'll see those all fill out correctly. And our voting weird tasty world is ready to go. Let's go publish and get some opinions from the people.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.